Welcome to week 4 of Peter the Bachelor. And if you thought last week was full of petty drama, just wait. I think my IQ goes down a few points every time I watch this show. Oh, and sorry for the change of scenery. I'm at my sister's in New York City this week and couldn't bring my set with me. So we start the episode with all the girls talking about Alea again, likely because she's full of drama and just got sent home last week. And probably because the producers told them to. Then Chris comes in and gives them a pep talk for some reason, and about Peter's feelings nonetheless, but then tells them that they're leaving to go halfway around the world. I swear he said world. Didn't he say world? But either way, they find out that their first trip is to Cleveland, Ohio. How exciting. I wish that we could see everything that goes on from when they pack their bags to the time that they arrive in Cleveland. There's a lot of time in there when they could be saying things that they shouldn't be saying. But we just jump right into Cleveland, and Peter can't wait to spend time with his girls. Like, I bet you can't wait, you little polygamist. Then the girls get to the hotel and everyone jumps on the same bed all at the same time, and we get our first date card. And the date goes to Victoria F, and I am so excited because this is all I wanted to see this whole episode, and we're seeing it first. I thought for sure they were going to save this for the end of the episode. Usually if you get some highly anticipated drama at the beginning, that means there's more to come, and there was. But she gets the date card and everyone is like, oh yay, I'm so happy for you. No, you're not. Liars. And McKenna once again is crying and distraught, and this time it's because she didn't get the date card. I don't understand her deal. Nothing happened with her. It feels like she feels the need to redeem herself or something. But nothing happened. Like, if you want to spend time with Peter, okay, yeah, I get that, but stop crying. So we get to the one-on-one and pull up to an airport, and Victoria instantly thinks that they're skydiving. And this is a big trigger for her because she suddenly looks like somebody tased her right inside the car. Oh my gosh, we're skydiving. Oh my god, I can't do this. Oh, no, 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 no. But then she gets out of the car and she's like, oh, hey Peter, I missed you, you little cutie patootie. And they're of course not skydiving, they're just taking a plane to Cedar Park. This date looked like a ton of fun. Victoria was hilarious to watch on all the rides. Peter also comes out with the classic line, our relationship is like a roller coaster. One of those stupid Bachelor lines. Did these analogies start out as something serious and now they're just like forcing the cheese? Or do they actually still think people think it's romantic? I don't know. But overall, during the date, it's very clear that they have a lot of fun together. And they mesh well, but it's kind of in an odd way. It's almost like so playful that it feels kind of like a 10th grade relationship. You know what I mean? Which it's good in a sense. You should kind of have that side to your relationship, but there also needs to be depth. And we haven't seen that yet, but we'll see how it plays out. But now, we get to the best part. This is the surprise that Peter planned out for her. Peter. Quotes, because we know it was not Peter who planned it out. They're going to a country concert. A live, just for them, country concert. And Peter is elated to be going to this, which of course, yeah, I would be too. But the minute Victoria hears music, her face instantly turns red and she like shuts down. She's just like, oh crap. She knows what's coming. She is like, mother effer, I told these producers I dated Chase Rice and here's my punishment. I felt so bad for Peter because he's thinking this is gonna be like the best day ever. And he obviously didn't realize, but he's like, come on, we have our own country concert. And she's like, okay, but wait, who is it though? Lady, I'm bringing you to a live concert by a famous person just for us, and you're gonna be picky about who it is? And then they get there, and you see Chase Rice's face, his wonderfully handsome face, and you can tell that he knows. He had to. She claims that he knew that she was gonna be going on to The Bachelor, so he gets hired for a date on The Bachelor, and you think he just has no inkling whatsoever that it could possibly be Victoria? But that's later. So this whole part is just awkward Bachelor at its finest. Chase Rice is like, you guys having a good time tonight? And Peter's like, hell yeah! And she's singing all the words. Isn't it weird that she like knows all the words to the song. She's clearly loving the song. She is singing her ex's music while she's bumping and grinding with her new man. And this to me is basically like if Hannah were to do one of her dances on Dancing with the Stars to one of Jed's country songs. And the whole time Chase is like singing and he's laughing, but you can tell he's like, what the heck is going on? But the concert ends and he goes to talk to Peter, and I thought he was really cool about it. He had some kind of underlying motives there, like, oh, you know, how far along are you in this? But he wasn't, it was still like a good conversation. He wasn't weird about it. And then they go and interview Peter, and he's like, yeah, maybe we could have Chase Rice singing at our wedding. There you go. Keyword, there you go. Producers said to him, hey, do you think maybe you'll have Chase Rice singing at your wedding? They are evil people, and they are out to destroy people's lives. Then Victoria pulls Chase aside. I'm calling him Chase like we're on a first name basis. Clearly we're not. But this was weird to me, their whole conversation. I was trying to decode it, but just didn't really grasp it. He was basically like, hey, you do what's best for you, you know? And she's like, yeah, well, okay, yeah, okay, then, yeah. What is going on? What are we missing here? How did this relationship end, and did it actually end? I don't know. We find out from Victoria later that it's apparently because her lifestyle didn't match up with his, so Chase Rice for Bachelor, if you want my opinion. But now we get to the dinner portion, and Victoria very slowly and with much force from Peter finally comes out and tells him that she used to date Chase Rice.
Chase and I used to date.
Wait, like the singer Chase? Like that we were just dancing to just like an hour ago, Chase? And Peter's gotta be thinking so many things right now. Like, okay, screw the producers. And also, like, is she a whack job and is making up this story? Or is she like a groupie? He's blindsided, essentially, which makes sense. But she freaks out and runs into a corner, obviously. But he goes to find her, and I'm thinking he can't actually be upset about this, which he's not, because he's a rational human, and goes and says like, hey, I'm not gonna break up with you just because you dated the guy that I just macked on you with for 2 hours. Not macked on you with, but macked on you to his performance. Everything goes back to normal, life is good, but I still feel like there's some more meat to this story that we're not hearing, and I kind of want Chase Rice to come in for an interview so we can get his side. But she gets the rose, they leave their date to their finale music performance. Not Chase Rice, but it is a cello player. I don't know if Victoria also dated him. But meanwhile, back at the house, the group date card comes out. And every time someone hears their name on a group date card, they smile and shrug up one shoulder.
Victoria P.
It's like the universal sign for this really sucks. But I'm gonna pretend that I'm so excited to go see my boyfriend and hang out with all his other girlfriends. And the only person not on this card is Kelsey, so that means she's getting the one-on-one. But we go to the group date, and it is essentially just a football game. It wasn't super exciting, except I was kind of hoping to see Peter's football skills because we needed something to redeem him from all of the really awful dancing that he was doing. But we mostly just see girls trying to catch footballs and realize that McKenna did not pay any attention in PE. Oh, and Victoria P, who says, so I decided I'm not gonna do this today because my back's still bothering me a little bit. I just think it's best that I don't participate. What happened to your back? This is like Kirpa's chin incident all over again. Unless we do know why she hurt her back. Truthfully, I spend so much time taking notes that I missed some things. So, I mean, maybe we do know why she hurt her back. And then it's game time. Yellow versus pink. Sheann kills it, and all the girls do some pretty nice tackles for a bunch of teenagers. Somehow the yellow team wins. Sheann wasn't even on the yellow team. But the pink team is bitter, and we actually see some fire from Madison. That was interesting. She's usually just the sweet little girl. And all the girls say,
we all need time with Peter. It's so important to win because we all really need time with Peter.
Classic Bachelor line number 2. Fortunately for the pink team, no one's gonna get time with Peter. Number 1, because Victoria P is the first one to pull him aside at the cocktail hour, even though she basically just had her own one-on-one with him because her back hurt, so she was getting a nice back massage, and also her lips must have hurt because those were getting massaged too. But also because Alea shows up, and this becomes the focus of the night. So Alea comes in because she wants to defend herself of all the allegations that the girls threw her way when she was still in the house. To me, understandable. If this were a normal world relationship, which it's not, you don't wait until the women tell all to try to make amends with your boyfriend, because it's not a real thing. And now this is where things get fun. Alea claims that she and Victoria are much better friends than like the 3-hour acquaintanceship that Victoria claimed. Even that they had a Vegas trip planned together. Even if it were like a 55-hour acquaintanceship, you still don't go to Vegas together. That seemed odd to me for Victoria. So Peter goes to find Victoria and she's like hiding somewhere. I don't know if she's trying to avoid him, but it's just weird because the girls are always sitting on the same couch at the same time, all together, always. But once he gets to her, I'm sure she was a little caught off guard, but she's stumbling on her words a little. But ultimately tells him that she's telling him the truth. However, she did give 2 stories. Now she's like, oh yeah, well we went to Vegas together. So Peter calls her out like, why are you telling me that you knew her for like 3 hours? And at this point, she kind of gaslights him. She starts crying and it's like, how dare you, Peter? I was so vulnerable with you. I gave you my whole heart. Like, this has nothing to do with that. That was a very important, intimate conversation. But this is just Peter validly wondering why you told him 2 different stories. But then this other girl, whose name I don't remember, backs up the claim that Victoria is not very honest. She's like,
Oh, you think Victoria's an honest person? Yeah, do you have reason not to believe that?
and this girl, whose name I can't remember, says that Alea trash talk. She says that Victoria trash talks Alea when the cameras are off. Says she's a terrible person. Then at the rose ceremony is holding her hand. Yeah, that's shady. Don't like that. So Peter has no choice but to set the 2 of them down together, and it's basically a replay of Luke P. and Garrett with a little less salami. And we ultimately come to no conclusions. Victoria P. seems like she may be the kind of person that puts on a front to match up whatever the person on the receiving end would want. Does that make sense? I don't know if I trust her. And then they cut to a shot of Peter standing in front of a tank of sharks. And that is just a metaphor at its finest. So here I do have to give a little bit of credit to Peter. He talks to Alea, and he was already having some inner struggles with this, but tells her he sent her home on accord of the other women and not his own instincts. So he invites her back to the house. She was clearly excited and also was trying to establish her own terms, like,
well, then we need to put all this behind us, okay?
But all in all, she comes back to the house and gets the rose. Peter doesn't talk to one person all night, and the person who gets the rose wasn't even on the date. That was too good. Stupid choice, but so fun to watch. Oh, can I also just show you this picture of Victoria P? I found it while I was doing some heavy Instagram stalking. She's changed so much. Both Victoria versions are beautiful. I was just shocked to see it. But anyway, Alea pulls aside her posse, aka McKenna and Hannah Ann, and is like, okay guys, you have to catch me up. So they proceed to tell her everything that's been going on, and she's like, oh, I know. The internet knows everything. So catch me up on all the things that I already know. And that about sums up that night. Everyone is ticked. So the episode leaves us with Kelsey's one-on-one date, and this just pales in comparison to everything else. I think they just had to get through it at this point. But I give Kelsey a lot of credit here too. Peter sits her down and tells her the whole entire Alea situation, and her response is way more mature than anybody else's. She's like, okay, yeah, I want you to bring her back because I want you to make this decision having known for sure that you explored all options and you'll never have any what ifs. Yes, thank you. I would want the same thing. Everyone else in the house right now is so mad that Alea is back, including her posse. They need to take the mindset of Kelsey. Not that I am team Alea, because I'm not. I'm just remaining neutral to her based on all of the evidence that has been presented. So anyway, Peter and Kelsey dance, they have a good time, they race some soapbox cars, and then she tells that awful story of her parents' divorce where her dad left the ring on the counter and didn't come back. Like, oh, that is so traumatizing. How are these girls dealing? They've gone through so many difficult things. It's like America's Next Top Model contestants. But props to Kelsey for being so strong through all of it. I think that's part of why she has kind of this tough exterior. I don't know if you noticed, maybe it was just me. Seems like she is closed off a little bit. Doesn't like to show excitement. She'll smile and laugh a little bit and then go back to a straight face. Also, she looks like Busy Phillips, another celebrity lookalike, but she gets the rose and then that's it. And back at the house, there's more drama. Mostly, ooh, the sun's coming out. Mostly about Victoria being mad that Alea apparently told everybody that she had dated Chase Rice. Now, I'm going to defend Alea here again, but if I were her, I would assume that everyone knew about Chase Rice too. That date happened at the beginning of the week, and that is very significant news. And it's not like she went around like, oh my gosh, guess what? She basically let it roll off her tongue when she was talking about all of the stuff that she was already aware of coming back into the house. She assumed that the people she was talking to already knew that. Girls need to take a lesson from Kelsey and stay out of the crap. What happened last season with Luke P? Oh yeah, the guys made it worse. And Hannah ends up realizing on her own that she needs to send him home. Granted, she ends up picking Jed, but that is just proof that you can't make decisions for other people because they might end up making the wrong choice anyway. And lastly, the rose ceremony. This is the gauntlet for Peter. The minute he walks in, every single girl is trying to destroy him from the inside with just their eyes. 2 girls call him out for basically having bruises on their body and a sore ankle. Yeah, I can understand your frustrations, but I'm just annoyed with the petty stuff. Pull him aside later and talk to him about your concerns. Don't use each other to like build an army to take down the dictator. Like this is your boyfriend. And then he goes to pull Victoria aside. Oh gosh. She just adds to the fire of embarrassment. She's like,
I really don't want to talk to you right now, but yeah, I guess I'll go. Yeah, whatever. I'll go talk to you. Yep.
And then she cries again. And Victoria P? I get them so mixed up. Chase Rice Victoria. What's her initial? She, in my opinion, overreacts big time. So you were dating Chase Rice. Leia didn't go and tell the whole house that you had like a 3rd nipple. That's private. Here's what I think. Peter makes his decision to keep Alea in the house. Respect his decision. He's dating 20 other women besides yourself. You're already in a very screwed up situation. Like, hey Peter, I don't really like Alea. She kind of sucks. So please get rid of her. But like Kelly, she's really cool. So if you want to 2-time me with Kelly, that's totally fine, just not Alea. And then the previews for next week show more crying and more yelling and an ambulance. And it wouldn't be The Bachelor if we didn't have an ambulance preview. But that sums it up this week. Holy, that was a long one. I'm like really longing for some substance here, like just a good love story. I leave these shows feeling just like dirty, like I need to wash off all the drama and the fact that I like somewhat enjoyed it. Yeah, but thanks for watching the episode 4 recap, and I will see you guys next week.